Hello everyone! Today is your monthly roundup video of what I've been watching, so without further ado, let's get right on with the video. Let's go. So, we have a couple of Blu-rays here. I haven't been watching as much as I normally do this month. I've been very busy with submission and I had to work a lot because people were going off due to COVID. But, we're here with the monthly video and I'm going to talk about the films that I've been watching this month. So, sit back, enjoy, and relax. So first off, my mate Tom, we were watching the Heisei era together, as I mentioned a couple, like 2 months ago, when I watched the entire Heisei era. When I watched the whole Gamera films again, show with Lauren and the Heisei with my mate Tom, we finally got round to watching Gamera the Brave. This is like the fifth time I've watched this year alone. Yeah, very good film. Very. It's the Showa era, just on a higher budget, a bit darker in places as well. I feel like this is the best of the Showa era, even though it didn't come out in the Showa era. It's a nice blend of the Showa and the Heisei era, if you ask me. I think Toto or Gamera is a very cute model. The villain Zedus is a bit basic for a monster, but this Gamera is a baby, so it doesn't really do much, so it kind of makes sense. Only gripe mainly with this film is there's no actual original Gamera Raw in it. Apart from that, I'm pretty happy with this film. I think it's well acted, very memorable, great model work still for 2006. Yeah, fantastic film. Really love Gamera the Brave. It's one of my favourites in the Heisei era. Next, on the same day as that, I watched this with Tom as well, because he's told me that I need to watch it for the longest time, and that is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I swapped the cover out from the nice orange, but yeah, I really like this reversible cover. Yeah, basically Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro basically go on a massive trip across all of. They're en route to Las Vegas basically, and they take every drug known to man. And for someone who's been around people who've done drugs and yeah, experienced it myself, yeah, this is a very good representation of what it's like to be on drugs and be around people who are on drugs. So yeah, very fun film, very funny in places. Not Johnny Depp's character, the other one. He's a bastard in this whole film, but yeah, the 4K restoration on this looks fantastic. The scan looked great on the TV. Very enjoyable. Terry Gilliam, 12 Monkeys director, did a fantastic job on this, as well as 12 Monkeys, so yeah, highly recommend this film. I think it's one of the best releases Arrow has done ever. And yeah, lovely reversible cover, great special editions, a lot of fucking special features on it as well. So yeah, that is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And next, I finally started watching a film franchise that has been in my collection for years. I've been meaning to watch it for years. And yeah, and that is the original Alien. I did watch both the theatrical cut and the director's cut on this. Yeah, Alien, definitely one of the best sci-fi films of all time, one of the best horror films of all time. The pacing is fantastic, the acting's fantastic, the gore effects, like the production design is fantastic. It's really well done. Obviously, the alien costume isn't the best, but obviously it's kept to a minimum throughout the film. But yeah, not too much difference between the theatrical and the director's cut. There's the scene where the guy gets taken into the chains and the cat's watching. That was the only major difference cut-wise I could see. Music was a bit different. It felt like it was more grander in a lot of places. And also, the transfer on the 2003 edition is a lot better. The scan seems to be a lot better for some reason. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah. Absolutely brilliant. I'm very glad that I've sat and watched this. I'm going to be watching the whole franchise, but I'm going to watch the theatrical and the director's cut because I've heard it's mainly because I really want to see David Fincher's version of Alien 3 because I hear Paul McGann's in it as well. He was cut out of the theatrical, and I've heard the theatrical version is just much better. But yeah, Alien, fantastic film. Gonna definitely pick this up on 4K eventually, like the standard single edition. But yeah, Alien, fantastic film. Excited to watch Aliens. Next, I watched this. As if you watched last month's video, I was doing a DC marathon. I got up to Snyder Cut, and then so this month I decided I was going to watch Shazam. Yep, actually, I love this film. Honestly, I get a lot of kick out of this. I remember seeing it back in the cinema. I think it's fun. I think it's a nice mixture of light-hearted and dark, which is very nice. I think what's his face is very good as Shazam. I love the family dynamic. I love the guy who plays young Billy. I think he is the great embodiment of a pure heart and a kicker and a badass. And then when he gets turned into Shazam, he's like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing. great. I love the chemistry between him and that guy from It. I think this is very good. Mark Strong probably could have done a better job. I think he feels like he's honing it in. I feel like a lot of big actors in their 40s and 50s kind of do that, like Brad Pitt now, Bruce Willis. They kind of phone it in a bit, don't they? Which is a shame, because I don't know why. Don't be an actor if you're just going to phone it in. There's a whole part of your job. But yeah, Shazam, really great. It looks great on this Blu-ray. I think it's a great film, and I'm excited to go on to Aquaman when I ever get around to watching it. But yeah, Shazam on Blu-ray. Next is a 4K it's a 4K that I watched. I watched this in the same day as I watched Shazam because I felt like it. But yeah, I've had this for about a month or two now. I really fancied rewatching it because it's it's my favourite war film of all time, and that is Saving Private Ryan. Now, I forgot this film was 3 hours. I forgot how good this film is, how tense it is. It does kind of glorify war a little bit, but at the same time, it doesn't. Yeah, Tom Hanks is really good in it. This guy, this side here, is one of the other general commanders in charge, but I think he's really good. I think the whole squad of troopers is really good. The transfer-wise, it's a bit dark and it's a bit grainy in places. Like, very grey. Like, obviously, it's a very dull movie, so it's a bit... I feel like the film grain is a bit noticeable compared to like some transfers that have been done. I don't think this is the best 4K transfer that I've ever seen. Like the Donnie Darko 4K, like that was a great transfer, but like whereas this, I feel like could have been better. But yeah, still overall a fantastic 3-hour drama like war film. I just think this is a fantastic war film. I absolutely adore this. Yeah, didn't get bored throughout the whole film. I think the action pieces, when it gets tense, it gets really fucking tense. Like, some of the tension throughout this entire film, you could cut it with a knife. Fantastic. Saving Private Ryan on 4K, and obviously this is a free disc edition. You get so much content on this. Madness. Finally, that night, because we watched 3 films back to back to back, we watched Halloween 2018. Yeah, so I decided to sit down and watch it again. Probably shouldn't have. I was very tired, so I wasn't fully engaged with this film, but obviously it's Halloween 2018. I love this film, even when I wasn't paying it that much attention. It's still great. The action, the tense scenes with Michael and the family, like with Laurie, are brilliant. I love all the stuff at the beginning with the mental hospital. I love all the cat and mouse chase stuff that Michael does. The new score that's done on this. Yeah, Halloween 2018 is honestly one of the best films that is in the franchise. Yeah. Great film, really love this. I still need to upgrade this to 4K, like this is the Blu-ray edition. I was about to say DVD, but no. Blu-ray edition, need to upgrade this to 4K because I do really like this film. And yeah, that is Halloween on Blu-ray. So after that, I'd say a TV show that me and George finally sat and watched all the way through again, because we watched the original series last month, but this month we finally finished Twin Peaks Season 2. And we went through this watch through of Season 2, we just skipped all the James stuff, like with that weird woman that he's seeing out of Twin Peaks. Yeah, we just skipped all that, honestly. A load of shit, if you ask me. It literally goes nowhere and means nothing. I know there's a lot of stuff in Season 2 that's like that, like Nadine thinking she's younger, and fucking what else is there? It's mainly that, the Nadine stuff and the James stuff I'm not really interested in. I really love all the stuff with Wyndham Earl. I think that honestly saves the latter half of Season 2 a lot. Ben's weird breakdown as well, like, is his weird change of heart. That demon child subplot, what the fuck was that about? But yeah, still enjoy Season 2. I like Twin Peaks because it's Twin Peaks. I forgive a lot of shit that happens in Twin Peaks because, yeah, it's fucking Twin Peaks. It's done by David Lynch. What do you expect? But yeah, obviously, the latter half is weaker, and I do feel... I'm still not a fan of the finale of Season 2. A lot of people say they like it because David Lynch came back on board. The one reason I don't like it is because Lynch came back on board. It immediately goes from the quality that had been, like, filming-wise and acting-wise from all of Season 1 to, like, the rest of Season 2 that the characters had got comfortable with and finally found themselves in their role, then goes 101, like, does a whole 180 and then goes back to that stiff wooden acting that is in Season, like, the early part of Season 1. Yeah, not a huge fan of that, so... yeah, not really a fan of the finale. I just don't know. Not really a fan of it at all. I just think if I was doing it differently, like, I would have had Wyndham Earl's demise a bit different. But anyway, that's for a different time. Like, the whole... I can't get into the whole fact of Twin Peaks right now. Either way, I still enjoyed watching Season 2. I still get a lot of kick out of it. I still recommend it if you're a massive David Lynch fan. Yeah. I do really like Season 2, and that's all I have to really say about it. I'll probably do it one day. I'm going to do an in-depth video about Twin Peaks in general, because it just interests me that much. Yeah, also, this month, I will say, watched a couple of classic kids films that I've watched. We rewatched Flushed Away after, like, close to when the Euros was on. We just put it on because we fancied it. Absolutely love Flushed Away. Brilliant animation, I will say. The people that do, like, Wallace and Gromit and stuff like that, and Flushed Away, and another film that I'm going to mention, absolutely fantastic. It's always so well put together. I think they're also great classic kids films. And then, yeah, absolutely love Flushed Away. Oh, they also didn't realise that Andy Serkis and Bill Nye played the two rats. I actually didn't know that. It's good to know. Also watched Chicken Run as well, speaking on the same as Adaram. Carrying on from their film catalogue, we watched Chicken Run as well. Classic, great film, so good. Talking about, like, talking about, like, capitalism, and, like, it's very 1984 inspired, and I absolutely love that about Chicken Run. And just a claymation film about chickens trying to escape. It's actually fantastic. It's funny still. I just absolutely love Chicken Run. Classic film. Go rewatch it if you haven't in many years. And finally, another kids film that I watched is an absolute classic favourite of mine. It's 102 Dalmatians. I know, the live action one. We were just on Disney Plus. Absolutely just saw it and I wanted to watch it. Hadn't seen it in years. Rewatched it. Absolutely adore it. Still love it to this day. Like, oddball, like the Dalmatian with no spots, the weird talking parrot that thinks it's a dog, and the French guy. Oh my god. Cruella de Vil getting turned into a cake. Absolutely love it. I just cannot express how much I love 102 Dalmatians. But yeah, 102 Dalmatians, absolutely fantastic. Brilliant film. Next film, I'm going to do an unboxing of this, but like in the next couple of days, because I got my own edition. But I watched Donnie Darko on 4K. I'm not going to go too much into what I think about the film. I will say, though, the transfer looks absolutely incredible. This edition is fantastic. Yeah, I'm really glad that I got this, like my own edition. I'm doing an unboxing. It's in the works at the moment. It's been recorded. I'm editing it at the moment. But yeah, excited to get into that video and excited to share my full-on opinions on that. Donnie Darko, fantastic film. Highly recommend Donnie Darko. Richard Kelly did a fantastic job on this film. Yeah, Donnie Darko. That cover, beautiful. That's all I have to say. Another interesting out there film that I watched. I finally sat and rewatched this since college. I only got about 50 minutes through this film originally, but now I just decided I wanted to sit and watch it, and I did, and I'm so happy I did, because it's a fucking phenomenal film. It's a film done by one of my favourite directors as well. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Wow, what an experience this was. Slow burners, this ain't for you. That's not gonna lie. If you're very patient though and love your slow burns for a payoff, this is for you. It's shot beautifully. The music is fantastic. Acting is brilliant. Set pieces, fantastic. Model work and special effects, gorgeous. That ending, trippy as fuck. That one certain score piece when you see the monolith, creepy as hell. Honestly, I will probably say that this is probably Stanley Kubrick's best put together film of all that I've seen. A Clockwork Orange is my favourite film, but I think this just put together is perfect. I think it's just paced really well. I just think it's fantastic. Honestly, pick up 2001: A Space Odyssey. Fantastic. I actually did pick up 2010. It's on the top shelf of this one. I can't wait to see what that's about. Yeah. How fantastic villain. Just, yeah, brilliant. Can't wait to pick this up on 4K, because I've heard the transfer on the 4K from this is fucking phenomenal. And this was great as it is on the TV, so I'm excited to see what it has to offer. But yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey. And finally, the last film that I've watched this month. Again, I only sat through the first 50 minutes of it and never went back to it. But yeah, I mentioned this in the last pickup video that I watched, and that is Jurassic World. Picked up the Jurassic Park trilogy for the first on 4K this year. Watched all of them in February, I think it was. And then I told my mate Tom about it. It's his favourite franchise of all time. And I said that I hadn't actually sat and watched this all the way through. And he said, we've got to watch it. Found this in Poundland, £2. We sat and watched it. Yeah. We'll say The first half is a bit meh, I will say. It didn't really engage me until the dinosaur got out. That's when it started engaged me a little bit more. Yeah, I'd say the latter half is a lot better. This is definitely my weakest fit of the 4 I've seen. So obviously 1 to 3 on this. I think Jurassic Park 3 is miles ahead of this personally. I do like the plot, I do like the actual story essence of it, made a new dinosaur because how capitalism affects, it's pretty much capitalism as a whole has been a major plot point in the Jurassic Park franchise. But yeah, did really enjoy this. Did look really good on the Blu-ray, but yeah, not my favourite, and like I say, my least favourite. But yeah, Jurassic World on Blu-ray. That's all I have to say. And that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. That's all I've seen this month. I've tried to kind of cut it down a bit on these videos because I know they can last for about 30-40 minutes sometimes. And I don't know if people are interested. But yeah, thank you for watching. Any of these films that you think absolutely slap, tell me in the comments. Any of these films you think are shit, any of these films that you're going to pick up because of what I've said, let me know in the comments. Let's have a talk. But yeah, that's saying, guys, thank you for watching this video. A lot of content to come. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for all the love and support recently, if you've been watching. And yeah, hope you have a good one, guys. And yeah, peace out. Have a good one.